those who are needing encouragement during the wait, this is for you. I think of Abram and Sarai. They were both very old and they wanted to have a child, and it just was not happening. So Abram was, I believe, 75 when God had promised him a son, and his name would be Isaac. And so let's just fast forward some years. He's in his late 80s, and Sarah's also very old. And Sarai is, at the time, her name was Sarai. She was getting very impatient. She's like, okay, this hasn't happened yet. I'm pretty sure God forgot about us. I should just take matters into my own hands. So she tells her husband that he needs to take their maidservant as his second wife and bear children with her. So he does just that. Well, she ends up getting pregnant and having a son, but he was named Ishmael. And so that was not the promised child that God had promised them. That caused a lot of drama, a lot of tension and stress and anger amongst all of them. Sarai was jealous, and so she gets mad at her husband and at the situation when she was the one, in fact, who was all about this whole situation. So now fast forward, I think 11 or 12 years, something like that. God sends angels to tell Abraham that Sarai is going to have their promised son, and he sort of doubted and questioned the angels about whether or not they were sure. Now, Sarah, having heard this news, she laughed because she was thinking, I am so old, like, will this really happen? Like, you know? And so, that following year, she ended up getting pregnant with their son, and he was born, and they named him Isaac, which actually means laughter. So in a sense, it was just kind of funny how Sarah and her almost, I guess to me, I would think of it as doubt, or just like, this is hilarious, like me and my old age, you know, bearing a son, and then God already, I feel like God even already having known that she would laugh, that he already had this name Isaac, which in a sense is like, you doubted and laughed out of that doubt, well, here's your son Isaac, which means laughter. Just, I feel like laughter, like a joyous laughter, like, I don't know, I just think it's funny how like God used that, and sort of, I don't know, it's just very interesting. And so Abraham, then having been 99 years old, 99, God gave them their promised son. Now, it took a very long time. It felt like an eternity. And so not only that, the story does not end there, but I also wanted to mention that later on, when Isaac grows up, he's a little older, still a kid, but, you know, the Lord, because he trusts, obeys, and loves the Lord, that Abraham is told that he is to sacrifice his son. Now, this was way back a long time ago, so, you know, times have definitely changed since then. But long story short, in this, God wanted to test Abraham. This beautiful, precious gift that I promised you for so long that you now finally have, are you willing to give that up? Am I worth his life? Like, do you trust me? Do you still trust me? You know, no matter what. Like, do you believe that I'm good still? Of course, then God then provides, I think it was like a ram or something. I don't know. But the point is that God provided the sacrifice in place of him, and which also links to later on how that relates to Jesus dying on the cross and all that, and it's just amazing how that all just connects. But so yeah, I just want to say God has not forgotten you. His promise still stands, even though it feels like it's taking an eternity. God will not back down on his promise. And even then too, sometimes even those who have had miscarriages or are having a miscarriage right now, that even though, you know, things like that have happened, you know, or are happening, you know, God has not forgotten his promise for you. And even through these hard times, even through the storms, do you still trust him? Do you still believe that he's good? And from my experience, I will most definitely still say that I absolutely love the Lord. He is so good, and I trust in him and I love him, and he will stick to his promise. So that's what I have to say, and I hope that encourages you. I love you guys. If you are on your TTC journey, or just looking for encouragement while you are in the wait, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and like this video if you liked it. Please put your comments down below if you want to put any input on this video. And you guys are awesome, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.
Bye guys.